on the microphone and talking into the mic like this because the wind will create a noise. I've been struggling with what to say at the beginning of these because I'm resisting calling it a vlog, but if I'm being honest, that's what it is. This is just me updating family and friends, um, and anybody who wants to see what's going on as I, meander through life on the opposite side of the planet. From most of the people I know, uh, Scott and Erica join occasionally. They're friends of mine. I don't think that's normal for a vlog, but I don't really care. It's fun, and also I don't just sit in my kitchen and like talk about my life. I try to get out and show you the city. I live in Hanoi, so there you go. That's the intro, and I think in the future I'll just say welcome to my. Right now I'm on a ride to a temple and a lunch. I'm scheduled this late for lunch. It's 12:30. But I think it's going to be a good one today. So let me put the camera in and tell you what we're going today. But I'm not sure. She can call. She's messaging me about it yesterday. I hope today because you're going to and people go to. And I've had the food before. It's great. I haven't had a hot dog and had the fish before. I was just saying, I hope you show up.
I was like, oh, there's a notification. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Wait, I can't hear everything right, but of course you're on the bike, so it could just be the bike thing.
Answering your question, I hear you okay, but not great. That's because I got your phone call and I didn't realize it. I think one of me had five. I'm trying to shield the mic so that you don't get wind noise, but I don't know if it's capable of being.
It sounds like you're talking through a tampon, but it's hilarious. I'm on my cell phone to do this because I forgot to charge my computer, which I'm charging right now. Also because I've got to do my nerdy best and get on this game that I do so I can get my points. And I just made some sales because I'm a big old freaking nerd and I just sold a whole bunch of those things I was telling
Don't
you
you
about
wish
that
that was real money?
I really need to put this energy into like doing some stock type exchange, right? Like, to get real money.
If I spent as much time learning Vietnamese as I did playing video games, I would know Vietnamese very well.
Oh my God, right? Because I need to learn Spanish, like more than just the most basic crap where I'm like, hey, I understood a few of those words. Haha, I know that you mean something funny. But no, like, yeah, I would be really good if I didn't do this and I did my Spanish learning.
Oh, we the comedian not 2 hours ago, and I couldn't tell you what it is.
Canoodle in Vietnamese? Wait, what'd you say?
I take it you are nice.
Wait, it sounded like you said canoodle.
Comedian.
Comedian? I'm dying. I was wondering what context you would be using the word canoodle.
No class is trying to learn the word for canoodle.
Wait, so you said comedian, not canoodle.
Yeah. You mentioned something funny, and that's when you pick comedian.
Did a little wee pause there. Oh, there you go. It says connecting again. I was like, that. 'Twas paused for a minute. It did a little hiccup.
I'm not very much so we're going to do the food first today, if that's all right with you.
I couldn't hear that. I know when you get to where you're at a stopping point, I will be able to hear you fully. Because I only hear parts of it, and I swear to God, it sounded like you said something about Wanda, and I know you didn't. Oh, now I'm here alone. Is this being recorded as I'm on here, or I'm just like talking to the air? I do this often anyway.
I
Okay, I see you now. Like, I was talking and I didn't hear anything, and then I looked back at the phone and it was just me, and I was like, yeah, I do that often anyway, where I'm just talking into the air.
well, it did it before I switched to pay, but it does that when I have to pay, and I do have to pay by phone today. So we're in Westlake neighborhood. I don't know what you call this area, but this is a place. This is the area Anthony Bourdain came to, and I'm gonna switch the camera around, which means stop and start again. But I want to show you, if you go back and watch the episode, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it was a big like field. It was just you just see it. Okay, so now it is not a lotus field.
My
It's not like
God,
it's huge buildings, but this has become a very famous dining street and very
and
popular around the
clearly
city.
all paved over and has stuff built on it. That is not a lotus field indeed.
Um, I'll ask him. So down that way a bit, and then there's a park around the corner, which is nice. So up this street, both sides of this street. So let's sit upstairs. No, sorry. Oh, let's sit on the corner. Now let's sit on the edge. And be can have that nice street as your back. Okay, well, so my question to you is, what should I eat? Well, actually, I already know what I'm going to eat.
What are our
I'm going to have,
choices?
I'm going to have what he had. So, snail soup. I'm going to have that. That's snail vermicelli.
Hmm.
Okay, and the shrimp cakes. The only real question is, how many shrimp cakes should I have?
Are they big? Are they filling? It sounds like they were light. Remember when you made some kind of shrimp toast for us a long time ago? This is like right after high school or during high school, but I wasn't really going a lot because I didn't feel like it. But remember, your mama was there and you fed all of us. It was like, I know Chris Emerson was there, but I wasn't eating. I was on a diet. You made shrimp toast, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm on a diet." And then you brought me a zero candy bar, and I was cracking up.
Are they're sort of like a little different. I mean, they're made in their own batter. They're the cake part is puffy. I think they're bigger than
Well, they sound
so.
tasty, and it's fried, right? Because anything fried is good, you know.
I mean, I've eaten
I
them.
would do four of them at least. I don't even know the size of them. I'm just saying four.
They come in size about that big, but there's two shrimp on each one, and they cut it in half. So I would say two because each half is like a. You
Okay.
can always order more. Let's get two. I'll get two, and then that'll make four shrimp.
Yes.
For a whole one, a whole baked into. Okay, do that. And hi. Oh, oh, baka. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Great. Yeah, baka. And should I have something to drink? I also have fried corn here. But I'm gonna fried corn is really good.
What is it?
Fried corn. We'll have to make
That
that.
sounds good. No, you had me at fried.
Revive. I could. I'm sure they have beer. I could drink beer. I'm not sure they do actually. I don't see any beer. Maybe they don't. Anyway, sorry. I was too distracted with.
Being a nerd and playing this last little thing. And then also, man, I better look back because this girl's trying to buy one of those things that I was like, I'm trying to get. And she was trying to overpay me. And I was like, I wish this would happen in real life.
Yeah. Too bad it doesn't.
Like,
Oh, maybe I should sit on the other side because we're going to be filming the food. You want to see the street, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
One of my favorite
Is what?
words in English is when you try to speak them, and the people are like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't speak English. Like, really,
Well,
guys? Try real hard because it's not. I
that's true. That's true though. Like
mean,
I
I
like
do
it
it
when
too. When,
yeah, I can't even say anything.
and especially to Spanish-speaking people, I mean, start speaking English with an accent, and I'm like, sorry, I don't speak no Spanish. And they're like, no, no.
That one I'm okay with, but whenever it was when I dated the guy from Pakistan, old
Mhm.
Ricky, which his name is really Sajad, and I hope he's doing well. He's a sweetheart. But when they would start to, they would, it was because they would completely change the pronunciation of something, and I was like, and also it sounded fancy, and I was like, what is going on here? And I was like, hold on, slow down what you're saying to me. I was like, oh, okay, you say it like this. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Uh, it was always funny when, but I always did better with talking to anybody that wasn't from the U.S. though, rather than the rest of the family or my friends because they act all weird around people. You know how they are. And also, Mama didn't even mean to do it, but this guy at the Pizza Hut when he was checking us out, it was like all he said was that'll be like 11:27, and he was like, you could do what did he say, cash, check or some shit like that, right? And she turned to me directly while he's in our faces right there, and she goes, "What did he say?" He thought it was funny because she was like, "What?" Because she wasn't even being mean. She was just like, "What did he say?" And I was like, "Oh, he said 11:27. You pay with your card though." And she's like, "Oh, okay." Whoa, this did a thing.
There.
Uh huh.
Okay, good. What is on the screen? Can you see? It's look.
I can see. I can see right where the food is when if you go over. Yeah, yeah. You're getting real
Yeah, I'm
close.
gonna put it right there. Okay.
Yes. Yep. Right
Now,
there.
is I
I saw
turned
the
it
little
around
open
because
space.
the selfie cam cannot get it can't focus on food, but it's got to be somewhat better. So
I
this is
see
what it
what you
is.
mean now. Those shrimp are gigantic. Those are not shrimpy shrimp. Those are big shrimp.
No, no. The minimum order was three, cut them in half, so there's six on the plate. That's going to be plenty.
Oh yeah,
Anyway, yeah. So, and now you may watch me eat it.
that looks yummy.
They are tasty. Hmm. Story, the previous story. Um, it takes a long time to get used to it. I don't think people should feel ashamed of that.
Right.
If you're not
Especially
used to
when there are people in the US that don't speak several languages while they're shitting on
it.
people who do speak several languages with an
Mhm.
accent. I think having an accent is okay. Which they're not even being
Of
mean to
course.
you there. They don't do that there, but over in the US they're like, "Ah, whatever, speak English." Bitch, you can't really speak
Mhm.
English. I hate this country. Okay.
Well, the other thing I was going to mention
This is what he ate when he was there? Is that what you were saying? Because I don't remember.
is Bánh Tôm Hotel, West Lake shrimp, and they're very popular and very delicious. They're cooked onto a cake, fried.
Mm-mm-mm.
They're good.
Yummy.
And the other thing I'm waiting on is something you very much liked also, for the page on Eat Like Bourdain.
I can in just a second, but I just heard something get knocked down in the back, and I hope it wasn't something from like a creature. But I will say that there was a deer that actually jumped into our back yard, like when Jacob first got here, and it knocked over like an entire deer, a big deer. I'm going to go check. Give me 1 minute, and then I'm going to open it up. It's in the email, right? About,
Um,
okay, okay. I've got Discord open too. I will be right back in 1 minute. I'm going to not stress out and freak out about it. Okay, hold on.
Scott will not be here for this one. This is a lunch thing, which makes it about midnight on the east coast of the U.S., and he's definitely asleep by now. I don't blame him. Because I know that she's with us. I also want to, I'm just going to say this out loud so I'll remember. I want to, when she comes back, I want to remember to talk about the Anthony Bourdain. Starting one of those, and I made a few videos, but I'm not sure how to continue it, what our process should be. I'm also currently getting a little worried that they ignored my request for being, perhaps they thought a normal person. I also realized just now that I did the same thing. I do it every time. I put them. Okay, if we get back in time to see the balloon. Oh, guys, it's going to go relatively fast. This is the balloon. I need to tell Eric behind me to always put the camera on my left. I eat with my right. Show you the oh, head. It's snack is snail. Obviously, there's a lot more to it. They've got tofu, fried tofu in there, lots of greens. It's a sauce. It's like oil. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be any snails or just sea snails. Translated as sea snails. Well, I also forgot to ask her about the sound. How about a new connector? We're gonna see. Okay, so I want to ask her about the Anthony Bourdain channel. Ask her how she thinks the videos should go. I mean, I have a couple of videos on there, and I like one of them, but I'm really not sure it's the end product I want. I don't think it's going to be the type of channel where we can, as I always advise, post every week. Um, I'm not sure we should. Anyway. I mean, I see some of the most popular channels on the internet don't do that at all. They don't follow these rules. They they make high quality videos. Of course, that's not really an option for us right now. Quality video that we can, and it may be better to just do a long form video than rather than just short little snippets. But here's the thing: it's a dozen, maybe a baker's dozen of restaurants that Anthony Bourdain went to for his career. The dilemma is, should I put all of them in one video and just like seconds of each video of each location with some scenes from shows, individual video. That's what I started out doing, making a video about each location. If we ever do get to go other places, we'll have to shoot fairly quickly. I don't know, making a full length video of each restaurant is reasonable, or even if that's the result I want anyway. I mean, that just seems like it's overkill. It's cool to see them, but you only. But I think just in case I'm gonna cross the street and turn. I'm not 100% sure this is the restaurant. This was listed on a, a website anyway. We're not in places, but I mean, given the time, like the episode where he came here was 15 years ago, so it's hard to tell whether this is really the restaurant he came to or if it's just one with a similar name. Every restaurant on this street serves this this dish. It's just a particular street. So I don't know if I would think that he's definitely eating in the place where Anthony Bourdain ate in this case. I would still put it on the channel because it's a good guess, and it's definitely the food he was eating. And Westlake Shortcakes, which is the most popular place to come from.
Okay, so I'm trying not to be out of breath. I sat here for a second and took some deep breaths. I had to go in the back, and it's cold here, by the way, and I don't have cold jammies or regular clothes to wear yet because I don't usually go anywhere, so I had to put my robe on. There was a piece of a limb that broke off and hit the fence and the awning. We have a sunsetter type awning that hooks to the house on the and what I heard was that smacking the awning. It didn't break it. It's really sturdy, but the limb hitting made the cats jump around and knock over the lamp that goes at the back. People were probably like, "Holy shit! It's the end of the world!" And so I picked that up, and then I got the thing out of the bag, and then I had to, clean my feet because I just ran out there without shoes on. So obviously, I'm still not walking in with dirty feet. No shoes, no feet on this floor if they're dirty. So I had to clean my feet off, but I keep diaper wipes at the back. Anyway, it was a lot of crap, and obviously, I need to be in better shape because I was like gasping for air. I was like, "Oh my god!" But also, it is very cold, so it is harder to breathe out there. I swear.
When other things.
Okay, so now I can go.
Nope, I didn't just for the.
Oh no.
Let me. Oh yeah. I thought I ate them all. Shrimp. I mean, not shrimp. What I mean to say, snail. Snail.
Like, are you saying awk? Like how do you spell that? Oh, just awk. Okay, like Doc Ock. Well, he has a K at it, doesn't he? I don't know, but
I don't know. There's no K in octopus.
right, right. So in my head, it's OC, even if they try and put that K in there. But it's because CK has to make the cup sound over here in the States because no reason. However, everyone calls now. You think it was just this, like Asian countries that might do the C like that, especially Vietnam, with the C as a cup. But I used to think that Cillian Murphy was Cillian Murphy, but it's Killian, but with a C. And he's Irish, right? I think he's Irish. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Why is my computer is updating? Why?
How's your
I
phone
have it. I'd tell it not to, and then it was like, how about I hijack it?
Do it anyway.
But anyway.
You ain't answering my chair. So my question to you was, get here at the Anthony Bourdain location. My question to you is, how should
What do you mean?
we be doing Should we be doing big restaurant or food that he ate, or
I
one
think
video
so.
per city?
Wait. There's different foods in each
Which one?
city. So, yeah, wait a minute. Because he does different ones in each city, right?
Yeah. It's 14. What I say? I think a baker's dozen of Hanoi. So that would be that's either 12 or 13. Different.
Wait, in restaurant,
Right. Okay. I think so too. For a place like Hanoi where it came a lot and ate a lot here, it'll just be a long, will be very short video.
Uh-oh. Are you there? What is happening? Oh my God.
Probably. One. And just stepped on Stein. She's getting on the computer. We're gonna go out here and get a shot. You see the screen. It's not a great time for the light, but light is yeah, great for a little bit. So as I was saying, this whole street is famous for, for Bánh Tôm Hotel. It's like shrimp cakes, food along with each restaurant. It's only one dish. That's what the area. She confirms too. Oh, we got some places where she confirmed. Oh, there's been one for each city, unfortunately, and then be done. And I don't really want to make it till we can do it justice. I've been to a really good restaurant. Uh, thankfully, it impressed upon the importance of trying to first time because they were so great and nice with their time, and I didn't have the equipment or the skill to be fair, but that's going to take time. But I didn't have it. I could not in any way make use of what they were, the attention that they gave me. To talk to someone directly who actually met and knew him, and she talked about him. She's her daughter. Experience with him and um, the encouraged her to develop business, and it's really neat to talk to her about him. She's an older lady. She's not too old to know what's going on right now, but I mean, if I'm gonna go back and get a do, that's going to cause the software to delete its part. So let me say this area is Phủ Tây Hồ. This temple, that area site, is it doesn't go by that name. Call what the name was, but it's all part of the same thing. You'll see as we walk up, head towards the other end. I'm not your professional tour guide today. I apologize about that, but I don't really know what this is except to say it's a bell. In China, cities probably it's the other thing. We have searching power. And oh, it's cool. Big bell. This is Westlake. I usually try and do life updates as we tour around. I gotta be honest, all I've been thinking about this week is coming here. This is a really good combo spot to get that food and this temple. I think that's so good. Turn around the camera so you can see it. Then Kim Moo. That was the temple we just went to. Dem Kim Moo. They had a sign up and went in the shortcut way. You can see it. I mean, Hanoi is the only big city I've really ever lived in. Um, but it seems than a lot of cities, and a lot of it, I guess I'm really thinking about Westlake. This lake is really makes the city. It's so strange that in the middle, almost nowhere on the lake. The city's over there though, not over here. So we got two temples really. Phủ Tây Hồ is to the and then Cameroon is just to the. There's a lot more people here on the. This is definitely what I mean when I talk about people blue. It's really worth doing it for the city by just doing that. Something that's more. So it's not fucking a temple. Any Easter temple, I think. Just another part of the same temple. Yeah, I've been here a few times and it's It's always nice. Even when it's crowded, it'll get that crowded as far as I know. I've also found this spot out behind this is really of the temple. It's next to the bench, and you're right on. Well, I hope Erica makes it back. I don't know. I don't know if she's this area. I guess you could say a neighborhood, but this area is all of hotel is full of foreigners. There's plenty around here, but so many and isolated from the rest of the ward. Nohote is a district, okay, so it covers a larger area because the lake is it's everything around the lake and so I think some of it actually runs to the other side of the big highway, right on the lake. So that made it sound like I was talking through a tap. But I do it partially so other people won't hear, and partially to block the wind. It got a little windy a minute ago. Maybe I'll. Anyway, I was just saying that I don't spend a whole lot more. It's like a pretty genuine neighborhood. The shrimp cakes at night, but some of them. But I haven't seen a lot of them. Seems like a nice place. Anyway, I was getting onto that because oh, I was getting onto that because that's it with the temple. We'll do one more swipe, go out the way we came in, or not. Actually, maybe one more view. Goes the wind again. It's really only a problem when you're standing right on the water. But I will say the wind is not that good for me because of the microphone, but it's what makes this place nice even in the summer. You can come down here, and there are other parts of West part. Um, it has a lot of coffee shops and everything. We'll get a lot of coffee options. I like this place too. I've been here before. I'm gonna get good shrimp cakes. Next time at Fun Display, tons and tons of shrimp cakes. I that I don't like that. Anybody Bourdain place that I just took you to and that we just ate at. Those shrimp cakes were real cooked. The nice ones are the ones that with the in the center and crisp on the outside. They were not there. There's a lot of places on the street that wanted to try it because it was a Bourdain thing. But anywhere on that street, honestly, is a pretty good bet. I was surprised that that place didn't have better shrimp cakes. But could be because they're famous and they're just coasting on their fame. I don't know what they look like to you. These look like nice apartments to me. They look unless you get off that. Some this one, it was recommended, but it's the water. I will say, I'm, I'm perfectly happy with less fancy. But like you, this is I bet a lot of these have a good view. I can't see it from here, but they wouldn't be having wraparound balconies if they weren't looking at something. And I'm going to show you the something that I think it's right here. Again, this whole area is just the whole reason people like West. This place just feeds something. Still looking for coffee. I might should stop. Do it. Focus on. I want to see what's down there. Brightly colored. I guess it's not. Just an apartment with 3 buildings. This is a pretty and city. I guess that's the takeaway here. And song. Let's walk the other direction. You can have a nice. Nothing else. I know there's places farther down in the area where I said farther down from me. I said it feels like coffee shops and at least one Ahoy and places that just serve coconut like that. They make more foreign parts of the city, but you don't see tourists find this area very often. Just make it to the area where I live in. I kind of want to give them a pat on the back. Good job. I need this. And I have not been working on my travel channel for a while now. And the reason is I want to change the of it. I mean, we've gone through several iterations. I'm kind of going back to my original thought for the channel. Somewhere along the way, Scott and Erica convinced me they didn't really push for this, but I was desperate to get some material that someone might want to watch. And they're like, yeah, we love tourist stuff, and I do too. To be honest, I love tourist stuff. I love to go and be a tourist, and I think it's fun. But I think you can also help people distinguish before they get to a place what is like legitimate, valuable tourist stuff, like historic sites or museums or stuff like that, versus just bunk that just doesn't have anything to do with it. I think that's important. But also, I want to do the stuff that helps me get a feel for what it is. Oh, let's go on the right one right here. I don't have it this time. Figure it out. Here it is. It's very popular. It's a strike against in my book. It's a strange book I have. But it's a good view, though, for sure. It's well breath. So with that exception of that one coffee shop, there's not much, I think, north of the park. This park is a good place to pick. Oh, I feel like they've spruced this up. I think it was falling apart before, but it seems like there was not much here when I passed it on previous trips. One of the reasons I'm doing this vlog is to make myself get out and enjoy the city. Here for 5 years, and I've done plenty over that time, but I don't regularly get out and enjoy things that I know are. I don't really know why I don't do it, but I mean, a lot of times it's money. but it's so cheap to do things. Can't always use that as an excuse. There's some things you can't do because of money, but there's a lot of things you can here. That's one of the many things that makes living in the United States worse than any other place I've ever been. Not here uh, to dare me to do it. But it's the second why there's several beer places. So that's a Be Ahoy. The first one was a bar to the left there. But this is the Be Ahoy place at the corner where alcohol is. And I can certainly see that. I can't think of a better place to come sit when the sun goes down. Although we don't face the sunset on this side. The Dome Cafe. Interesting. I don't know if I'm going to go for coffee. I have a canned coffee sitting. These are the places that well, yes, but I was wearing a jacket. It's quite warm today. Oh, they got food. Cheesy hot dog, tuna, and a sandwich. Coffee, snacks, tea, mixed drinks. Oh my. Oh, sure. Cinto. Oh, and fruit, avocado mixes. I got a lot of. I got like 7 gigabytes a day on my plan, which I almost feel guilty about, but it's less than 5,000 Vietnam Dong. That should be a little over $5 a month. 7 gigabytes a day. So, do I need it? Could I go down to a smaller plan? I probably could. But honestly, it lets me do stuff like this without worrying about the. I certainly couldn't do that when I went to Laos, Vientiane. And that was my own screw up, though. I don't know. Probably nobody was Scott and Eric are my only 2 followers presently. But I've had people on Facebook comment on the videos I post, so maybe people are watching because I can see how many views. Well, um, anyway, when I went there, the plan was to save a tiny, small amount of money by getting the service only at the times I needed it through um, my Vietnamese cellular company, mobile company. And that's just always a dumb thing. I'm sure there's some high-end, expensive cell plan, mobile plan somewhere in the world where broad is just as easy as being at home and you just pay through the nose for it. But it has never worked for me. When I try, on the few occasions when I have tried to get a roaming plan, for my trip, something screws up. Whether it's me or them or whatever, it screws up in a spectacular fashion. Double what it would have or more if I had just bought the in the place where I went. And I could have gotten a new card the day I got to Vientiane and had plenty of data for the whole trip and any episodes like this as I wanted. Not that this is the most important thing in the world, but it just would have cost me less money. So in the end, but I didn't know that, of course, until this plan failed, and then they just like auto canceled one that I purchased. And I hate that stuff. I doubt I will. Because they don't care. They just want your money. I use Mobiphone here, which is, it's fine and in person. Viatel is the best. I mean, they both lose. They change the philosophy. I don't know if this is going to change the view at all, but towards the lot tower. Yeah, we've got a pole in the way, but other than that, it's great. Get older, I use my mother's invention. Made no difference at all. I'm so obsessed with doing it. Well, I had to send Erica a message to see what happened. Her phone went dead and her computer was updated. Or probably sort of uploading and updating what you got to do when your computer does anything. Hmm. Honestly, I didn't have much in the way of life updates this time. I was just so excited about coming here. I like those shrimp cakes, and they were. Since Erica's off, I hate to complain about this great life I'm living, but since she's hasn't made it back, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Those shrimp cakes were just way overcooked. They were. I like fried stuff, but they were all fried and no bread. You want the soft bread inside. That's what makes them so tasty. There was just no soft bread in it. It just seemed like they left them in there to live. They've been in there for years. Pulled them out and served them to me. Mm. Um, yeah, I don't know about the shrimp, the shrimp vermicelli dish. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about. Did I say shrimp? Snail. The snail vermicelli dish is supposed to be, but I found those two tough, and I don't know. I know different. Some foods like octopus, you cook it a little and it's soft, and you cook it a little more and it's hard, and then you cook it a little more and it's soft. Again, really, what the issue is. I don't cook snails on a regular basis, but it's been better in other places. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Trying to think of other life updates I might need to make. I'm actually relaxing a lot of the reasons that I start doing these things where I'm trying to post regularly and make it a vlog and let people know what's going on is because during the pandemic, I was not keeping in touch with anyone. And when, I should say, in the 30 years prior to the personality, I don't call people regularly. Hey, what you doing? And because I don't need, that's how I feel. But here's the thing. Once you get out of the habit of calling people and talking to people, you don't call them or talk to them even when you have real problems. And you certainly don't find out about their real problems. So you lose the connection, that makes for a human relationship, and that is a problem. It's something I've never been good at. So during the pandemic, when I was in real trouble and help, there was no one I could call. Zipper Scott and Erica, they helped out a lot, and I'm still yet to come back for it. Because I'm just trying to figure out how to make money and desperately get yet another. They agree to pay you some tiny pittance that's barely enough on, and then fights for getting it. Your check comes out anymore because I think I'm in debt now. Out of out of a lifetime of trying to not be in debt at any time. So the moral of that story, I guess, is I'm trying to get more students for my tutoring business online. I got 3 clients right now, and paired with the teach at the school, the last school I worked for, it's enough to survive, to get by. But I'm out making up on the next month, and I've got to, on top of all that, I've got to make regular trips outside, not a regular job. So I'm not here on a work visa. I'm not a few classes, a week, which are really substitute classes. I don't I don't look into the legality of those substitute classes because I don't really want to know the answer, I think. But I don't. I made since it's not just part time. It's not even part time. It's just a couple of classes a week. And I'd like to get rid of those because I'd like to shift things onto online classes. I could do that. You could do it 7 days a week. In fact, I've got my little pseudo business set up on. I had every day of the week open, like classes anytime you want to. But then I realized if I was actually successful at it, I would not like that. So I took off Monday to Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to leave 2 days off to be my days off. Although, to be honest, if someone contacted me and said, well, Monday's the only day I've got, I'd probably still do it. But I won't advertise that I work those days. They'll save 2 days a week to be off. But I'm not I'm not expecting to have that much success anyway. I don't think I'm going to fill up the whole calendar. Yeah, set up since I do YouTube stuff anyway. Like just little quick lessons to advertise the business on YouTube, like put it in the shorts feed and then link to my link to the actual classes where they can schedule classes with me. I'm fingers crossed. I'm hoping that we'll do something, but I gotta get those videos made. And I'm working on them. I'm also there's a thing that's of the way. And 10 to 15 years I have been running around with this several pads of paper and a big stack of scraps of paper. And they have somehow managed to follow me everywhere I've gone over these years. And the papers are all with ideas about things to write about urban planning. That was my degree. That's a little crazy, I'm sure. I'm not going to ask a psychologist about it, but I think that's a little bit cuckoo to have drugged them around with me for all this time. But since I have, and I still have them, and I know I won't be in this apartment I'm in now forever, I'm trying to get them off my list. And I've gone through an entire pad of ideas and all the scrap paper. I've done one little pad of paper that has a lot of ideas. And they're not all great, and most of them are fairly brief, but it's just to get these ideas like off my. I guess I'm almost 50, and I would like to start completing some to-do lists. Something. Scott made a joke about it the last time. Really about completing to-do lists, but nevertheless, I would like to do them. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made the to-do list. But, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that doesn't mean I'll never write about urban planning again, but henceforth, the idea will pop into my head and I will immediately put something onto a paper. I'm using air quotes and saying paper. The blog. that probably won't like even matter. But maybe never, but it probably won't matter in any capacity or even come close to it for a long while. And it's already been 15 years. So I'd like to get the stupid scraps of paper out of my off my docket. Is that the right word? Docket. Yeah. And so that's even though I should be concentrating on making those videos to tutoring. That's what these blog posts are about. Thought has been to do these, and when Scott and Erica or anyone else, I just invite a couple other people, when they join, we can sit and chat about whatever, anything, any topic. But when they don't join, I'll just tell you guys what's going on in my life, or if nothing's going on, I'll just talk about what's on my mind, which is, I guess, what a vlog is, which is why I might as well call this a vlog. I don't know why I don't like the idea of calling it a vlog. I don't like the idea of indulgent, but this whole thing is self-indulgent. But it does come a place of realizing, because of the pandemic, how out of touch I had been with anyone that I knew, how few long-term friends I had because of my move to China. I mean, I made friends there, but I only saw a couple of them, British friends, and a couple of Chinese friends, in retrospect. And I haven't made any friends here, so be more social. A lot of what I write about is in urban planning is about society and people, sort of social connections that form societies, and we could learn from cultures like this that have strong familial connections and strong culture. That is one thing that China and Vietnam. I didn't wear my good shoes because I thought I might need the temple wearing slip-on shoes for walking back. But I still need the extra. I hope Erica seems to hear me. I'm really interested that this last few minutes to get a different angle. On the far right of your screen, that's the Lot Center, tall building, the tallest building. And I don't think I'm not sure it's the long, it might still be the tallest in Vietnam by far. Cool building. And there's a bar, an indoor restaurant. I'm not sure. Well, it's at the top where they have live music. There's even a bar in the observation deck, which is below that, and a neater little bar. Maybe we'll do that sometime. Well, you know what? We've been up there before. I'm trying to do this type of thing. And anyway, the phone connection, the data connection up there is not good, but it's okay through the Wi-Fi now. Something to put on the list. That would be the cost a little bit of honey then. Doing it right now. Let's make another visa run in January, which is 2 months away. I don't clear a whole lot of money each month, which is the idea that I should be working on that tutoring stuff a little harder now. But I don't know. I just had a couple of hours this morning and just pounded out several, well, a couple of sheets on my kind of paper. Doing anything, but it's getting the shit out of the way in the way that I want to. Maybe not the way I need to. Well, I was going to say, I'm really interested in the way this strip of businesses has developed. The place I'm sitting at used to be every slot, every little business slot along this thing was that. Every lot, I should say. And it was a cool little strip. I liked it, but I think it's going to evolve into something interesting. We've got 3 drinking spots and some coffee shops, and I'll be surprised if one of them, 2 of them, don't become restaurants. Um, yeah, interesting, and it's just got a great view of the city. Really, it's probably the only. No, it's not the only place that's east facing, but it's the only place where you can really see part of the city. I mean, the stuff you see on the right, that where the lot center is and those tall buildings, that's on the opposite end of the lake from the historic district, which is the historic core of the city. Um, and it's not the only part that has buildings like that. It's peaceful and interesting, fun. I forget what our other thing is supposed to be this week. Oh, I guess, guys. Um, Next week we've got some cool stuff lined up. I'm trying to pick stuff that's not too. I want to show other parts of the city. I do want to show that. Some of the cool tourist stuff is cool. We've just done most of it over the time that I've lived here. Almost every imaginable tourist thing in Hanoi, and they work with, and we may go back and do that. It will be touristy, um, but if we've ever talked about the 36 streets, each of the old historic district in the ancient city used to have one like thing that they would sell, one industry. So every street, and so you go to that street if you needed to get that thing. And so it was like I've likened it to the departments in a department store. And so each street has like one street will have furniture. You need some furniture, you go to that street. And you've got all the shops that sell furniture lined up. And the same for housewares and the same for paper goods. The paper good aisle is still famous, and it's still one of the best spots to go and get pictures if you're a tourist, because at least if you're around the holiday. Because what it turned into over the years was that means things for the holiday, so paper lanterns and that sort of stuff. And in the modern era, it's just a holiday aisle, like a holiday aisle in the supermarket. And so they'll have Christmas at right now. It's I'm sure looks amazing, especially lit up at night with Christmas lights and Christmas decorations and stuff. And I thought it would be cool to go over and historic district and walk from street to street, seeing what each street was and seeing it and talking about it. I think that's a good idea. It does lean towards the touristy side, but it's still a cool concept. I think it's worth doing. All right, we're over. I mean, I'm trying to cut these off so that I don't sit and ramble for too long, even though that's the whole concept is I'm just sitting and rambling. But let's not do it too long. Let's save some for next